Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star Part 218 based on novel. So let's start. Da Lao Sha was filled with rage within. She didn't expect an intruder to disguise himself as one of her clansmen. She even rubbed his braids. This enraged her further. No mercy. Rumble. She teleported to the air above Luo Feng, looking coldly at the fake Bei Fa. Without saying anything, she pointed a finger at him. Purple light instantly shot at Moshe Luo Feng. Luo Feng knew things weren't good. Shit, I've been discovered. Plan C. He immediately teleported. However, the purple light speed was incredibly fast. It shot through his body and a terrifying cold pierced his body, almost like it was freezing his consciousness. It couldn't be helped. The power of this beam was against the soul. However, it was completely useless against the Moshe body, which was immune to soul attacks. So, he vanished. What? She couldn't believe it. She had used her full strength to freeze the enemy's soul, yet he still escaped. She closed her eyes and sensed about, connecting with the space ripples. However, Luo Feng's teleport was too far away, exceeding her area. Da Lao Sha, don't make such a mistake again, leave it to me. A booming voice resounded within her mind. Leader, he stole a black metal board. I know, leave it to me. Yes, leader. She nodded, feeling unjust within. Yet she still didn't think that the thief could get away. As she teleported, the terrifying two knights had felt it. Even if she let the thief get away, with the two knights, any one of them could easily catch up to him. Asterisk. Moshe Luo Feng appeared in the space far away before vanishing again. He appeared in the air above a continent before vanishing again. Madly teleporting about, every time over 1 light year away, as he didn't care about the dangers, and was simply fleeing as fast as he could. In the air above a continent, a powerful green silhouette stood in space, his eyes smiling. This punk sure is fast. However, he only knows how to teleport. Compared to grasping the entire space laws, it's an entire different level. How can he escape? He began to sense the ripples all about, easily finding a spot where there were teleporting ripples. There. He flashed and began to hunt. Once one comprehended teleportation, whether it was a sector lord or emperor, the distance would all be about the same. It was a reflection of the comprehension of the space laws. Communing with the space ripples and teleporting via the ripples to a faraway location. Comprehending teleportation would allow one to usually sense up to 1 light year away in a particular direction. However, sensing in all directions, that was much more taxing. And the distance wouldn't even be 1% of working in one direction. Hence, as Luo Feng fled, Da Lao Sha had no way to guess where he teleported to. The knights, however, were different. Once one fully comprehends the space laws, the knights' teleportation was much more powerful. They could easily teleport over 1,000 light years. Even sensing in all directions, they could cover over 10 light years in area. Luckily, Luo Feng teleported constantly, changing his direction over and over. It would take the knight quite some effort to catch him. Moshe Luo Feng appeared above a mountain range, his hands and feet landing. He once again vanished. A green silhouette appeared right after before vanishing again. One was fleeing while the other one chased. This punk is really not stopping. The green silhouette chased for 10 seconds before he got impatient. As they teleported 10 times per second, and he had originally wanted to easily capture this intruder. It was much harder now. He could only teleport after he detected where Luo Feng was. The moment he confirmed, he teleported. However, that time alone was enough for Luo Feng to get away. I'll have to use some energy. He stood in space, surrounded by little black mountains. There were many ship remains amongst the mountains. This was one of the dangerous regions in the Black Flower region. Of course, to the knights, he couldn't be bothered. He unleashed his move. Rumble. A blinding green light shot out from his body. He instantly became a star, shooting lights in all directions. He gave off such powerful energy to disturb the space ripples about. With a knight's strength, he could control the entire space laws. allowing him to easily seal and disrupt space ripples. Just affecting the ripples was easy enough, but it had to be within a fixed area. He had burnt some of his undying energy, and his strength had soared to an unbelievable level. Whing! Almost like plucking a string, rippling throughout. The knight had used his full strength to disrupt the space ripples around, spreading over 10 light years. A light year was a huge area. In a normal fight, knights had no way to affect 1 light year in area. Even if it was simply affecting the space ripples, they still had to burn some undying energy to affect over 10 light years. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Amidst the mist, Moshe Luophone was about to teleport when he turned and sighed. He clearly felt the space ripples affected, with broken lines all over. Even though they would recover quickly, for now, he couldn't teleport. Rumble. A powerful pressure extended over, covering the space. The area around naturally had its space locked down too. The powerful seal made Luophone immobile, almost like a full binding. Greetings, knight. Moshe Luophone shouted. Return to your original form, I don't like killing my own clansmen. The voice boomed as the green silhouette appeared before him. He was about the same height as the other Dokas, but his pressure was much stronger. The willpower and strength he gave off shocked even Luophone. Since you want to kill me, why order me to do something? Luophone looked at the knight before him. The Green Knight looked at him. You sure got some guts? As a Moshe clansman, you aren't afraid of soul control. Yes. Luophone nodded. The Moshe clansman didn't have a soul, naturally it couldn't be controlled. This was the difference in life forms itself. Luophone had checked up on this long ago, he was clear on this. Speak, Moshe genius. The knight looked at him. A sector lord and yet you can teleport. Even amongst the Moshe, you are definitely an absolute genius, but you came to us. What I'm curious about is, from the way you kept teleporting, you knew well you couldn't escape, yet you still did something so useless, forcing me to burn 0.1% of my undying body. You should know that doing so would only enrage me. Knowing there's no escape and enraging a knight, that's not wise at all. Yes? Moshe Luophone smiled, kill me and you'll know the reason. Don't tell me. The knight gave off murderous energy, revealing a look of rage. He waved his hand and with a rumble, a formless slap smashed the Moshe body, instantly reducing him to nothing. Even the normal world rings and devices etc. were all destroyed. Nothing. That black metal board, it's gone. The knight looked about. He had destroyed everything and even amongst the fragments, he didn't find anything. His expression changed. Within the entire Ice Hell Star, the other Dokas all didn't know the importance of the black metal board, however only he and the other purple knight knew. I've been played. He raged. He must have placed it somewhere else when he teleported. In another area of the Black Flower region, thousands of light years away from Ice Hell Star. A living ship was floating. Within. Luophone stood in the control room, wielding the stone in his hand, smiling, I've got it. To get this 9-volume manual, he had come up with many plans, just the Moshe plan alone had 6 side plans. Enough to deal with all sorts of predicaments. This plan C had taken in consideration the knight's not being willing to burn his undying energy. According to this plan, if the Moshe body were to be discovered, immediately take the board and teleport away. After that, teleport over and over. The process had to be fast. 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 No hesitation. Teleporting over and over, even if the knight wanted to kill him, he wouldn't bear to burn his undying energy immediately. Only when he got impatient would he do so. However, in truth, within the mountain range from before, Luophone had arranged for a slave to be in a world ring there, hiding within. When the Moshe teleported there and landed on the mountain, he would place a stone-like world ring there and teleport away. The Green Knight would keep chasing, not knowing that the slave had taken the ring away and gone through universe travel. After 10 seconds in the dark universe, they would have already reached a far enough place. I've got the item, time to leave. I lost an official devil shell monkey and the Moshe body this time. However, it would just take some energy to reproduce him. Luo Feng wielded the stone and smiled. Suddenly, a cold energy engulfed the area. Luo Feng's expression changed, turning. A beautiful purple-robed demon stood behind him. Luo Feng was stunned. He knew just who this was. It was the other knight of Ice Hellstar, the Purple Doku Knight. Purple Doku Knight? Luo Feng hated the fact that his plans still fell short. Now he was in trouble. He bowed slightly to express respect. Greetings, Purple Doku Knight. Little punk, you sure are impressive. The knight looked at him and smiled elusive. You actually managed to swindle the other knight and make him waste his time. No matter, I still couldn't escape from you. Luo Feng shook his head, after which he turned curiously to him. I wonder if you could explain to me how you managed to find me even after I got free from the Green Knight. The Purple Knight looked curiously at him. She didn't expect the mastermind behind the stealing of the useless black metal board to actually chat with her so casually. It was almost like he was speaking to his elder. Wasn't he worried at all? Worried that he would be killed? Wasn't he worried that he would be made a soul slave? Purple Knight. Luo Feng was being stared down. Aren't you afraid I'd kill you, that I'll enslave you? The knight asked. At this point, I have no way to resist. What's the use? Luo Feng said. Interesting. The Purple Knight smiled. You little punk, you sent the Mosher to steal, and he stole nothing but the useless special metal board. Even though it's special, it's still useless. Da Lao Shah had the Ice Hell Stone. It's interesting you didn't go for that instead. My underling was useless. His perspectives were too low and he knew too little about the treasures of the universe. When he saw the black metal board, he thought it was special and thought it was a treasure, hence he took it. Luo Feng shook his head. But he knew too, the stone would be guarded well, he'd have no chance of stealing it. He is smart. If he went to steal the Ice Hell Stone, Da Lao Shah would immediately suspect he was the fake BFA. The knight nodded. I chanced upon this metal board back then, however after studying it for a while, I didn't find any use for it. Hence I took it as a toy and passed it around. It finally ended up with Da Lao Shah. Luo Feng was stunned. Toy? Indeed, the 9-volume manual within the metal board was limited by the universe laws. Only one person could use it. To others, it was completely useless. The two knights probably didn't recognize its importance and took it as a toy. I wonder if the knight can release me. I'm willing to pay for my actions. Luo Feng bowed. This wasn't something he thought on the fly, but rather from the information he gathered from the Virtual Universe Company. The two knights liked to collect treasures. Some intruders that had been caught had used treasures to exchange for their lives before. Release you? The Purple Knight looked curiously at Luo Feng. Seems right, that black metal board is but a toy. I'll sell it to you, but the cost won't be small. Please speak. Luo Feng was gleeful within. There were pros and cons to the deal, but he didn't expect to get lucky enough to get to keep the metal board. Seeing your moves, your background must not be ordinary, the cost would naturally. Her expression suddenly changed. She glanced at him and said seriously, Punk, you actually forced Green Knight to burn part of his undying body and you've completely enraged him. It looks like I cannot let you go. Luo Feng's expression changed. He naturally knew that the Mosher had completely enraged the Green Knight. Come with me. The Purple Knight didn't say any more. A formless space ripple spread throughout. Sue! 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 There were 3 consecutive teleports, and each of them over 1,000 light years. When Luo Feng's sight finally regained stability, they had already reached an incredibly cold planet. He looked around. This vast ice planet had many ice hell stars in the sky. This is on an ice hell star, and it's an extremely huge one. It's where either of the knights live. Luo Feng thought. Where's my ship? He was originally in the ship, yet now it was gone. Looks like they took my living ship away. Rumble. A powerful energy appeared in the air and stared down at Luo Feng. It was the Green Knight. Ha ha, you sure got humiliated. Purple Knight laughed. HMPH, this human. The Green Knight landed and stared at him. You sent the Mosher? Where's his main body? He actually sacrificed himself so easily, that must not be its main body. Green Knight, the Mosha's real body is my friend. Luo Feng said respectfully, I specially got his help this time and I already owe him a favor. How can I rat him out? The Purple Knight spoke beside, stupid if you just say a special person, like if this friend was the disciple of the huge axe founder, or the disciple of the primal chaos city leader, anyway, any disciple of the super warriors of humanity. I wonder if he'd dare go take revenge. The Purple Knight mocked. Humph. The Green Knight stared at Luo Feng. Despicable. If I can just kill you like that, it would be too easy. Suddenly, in the distant space, ripples occurred. 10 silhouettes had come through universe travel over. Some were green while others were purple. They all landed down. And the numbers kept growing, more ripples kept appearing about. This is the one that acted as me. Bei Fa stared at Luo Feng. The one that did has already been killed. This is the mastermind. The Green Knight said. Leader is so powerful, killing that imposter and catching the mastermind. Bei Fa said excitedly. Beside him the group of sector lords all stared at Luo Feng like he was some rare goods. The group of Dokus were all close and affectionate. Their treatment of the knights weren't how sector lords usually treated knights, with fear and respect. However, it was almost like respect for their grandfather. Leader, you killed that intruder. He even held my hand. Wu Yue seemed unhappy. That was an imposter. Bei Fa shouted, I'm the real Bei Fa. I know. Wu Yue said. The 100 Dokus all cheered. Da Lao Sha stared at Luo Feng, his eyes filled with murderous intent. It was obvious he was still angry from being deceived earlier. 2 leaders, I wonder how you will deal with this human. Da Lao Sha asked. Immediately the rest of the Dokus all turned to the 2 leaders. The Green Knight looked at the Purple Knight beside. The Purple Knight laughed. You seem enraged, you decide. Humph. The Green Knight stared at him. We have to slowly destroy him. Da Lao Sha, you will personally bind him, send him to the ice hell. Yes? Ice hell. This intruder sure is unlucky. The ice hell is about to be opened again. The other sector Lord Dokus all cheered. Luo Feng's expression was ugly. He thought within, ice hell? It's just as I thought. As long as they don't kill me, they definitely lock me in the ice hell. There's still a chance. I don't have to get the city leaders' help yet. Why was this region called Ice Hell Star? The ice-cold planets, why not simply call them ice stars, instead, Ice Hell Stars? Why the word hell? It was because of a legendary place within the area, that was Ice Hell. According to the information he had gathered, Ice Hell was a powerful special weapon similar to the sealed stars. It could lock up many warriors within. One of the 2 knights was in control of the weapon. Go? Da Lao Sha and the others stared at him. Luo Feng didn't resist. He allowed himself to be chained. What a joke. Da Lao Sha and the other 2 Undyings were the top 10 warriors of the Dokus. Their god bodies were all 10 million times stronger than a sector lord's. With body and spirit energy amplification and etc., these 3 were all as strong as true Yang. These were special life forms. Their basic genetics were much higher than humans, plus these 3 were the most exceptional of the Undyings. Naturally they were extremely powerful. Before, the Mosha had escaped because soul attacks were useless against it, and with its teleportation, even true Yang wouldn't have been able to chase him. It had to be a knight with a full grasp of the space laws. Only such a warrior could have caught him. Within the dark universe, a ship was flying slowly. Within the control room stood Chen Chen. Within his world ring, Howl, the golden horned beast's huge body, was lying there. Its internal world was producing another Mosha body. Black-cloaked Luo Feng appeared beside. Master. Fu Shui and the others bowed respectfully. Luckily I left a back door, he said softly. I knew the Great Being's mission wouldn't be that simple, hence my main core had to absolutely stay safe. After all, the moment I fall, even if the primal chaos city leader reversed time and space to revive me, I wouldn't be able to have the Star Tower and other treasures. I'd also lose the 9-volume manual. Of all the plans, there was one simple prerequisite: the main core had to be safe. Hence, when the Mosha body was in action, the Earth body had separated from the beast's body. The beast carried the main core and Tien Chen and the others, flying in the dark universe. No matter how my plans fail, at least the main core will be safe. The Earth body has the Tower Pearl guarding the soul, hence he cannot be soul-controlled. If a powerful attack hits, to protect the many treasures on the Earth body, I'll get the help of Teacher. Black Cloth Luo Foam thought, there's no need at the moment, the two of them haven't discovered my true treasures, they are simply locking me in the ice hell. The two knights obviously didn't know that this was but the Earth body of Luo Foam. Even though he had the Showu wings, the star map and Tower Pearl, which were all incredibly important, if he was forced into a corner, Luo Foam would call his teacher the Primal Chaos City leader to show himself, and he would be able to take his treasures away. The star map and Tower Pearl were almost considered true treasures. Even if the city leader discovered them, he wouldn't take them away. Hence he was still grounded within. The only thing was calling his teacher was his last choice. Until he was in a dire crisis, he would never do so. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Within the core of the Purple Knight's Ice Hell Star, there lay a majestic ice palace over 10,000 kilometers tall. Both knights walked side by side within the palace. Actually, I really want to slap this human to death, the Green Knight said. Are you looking for death? The sitting mountain guessed, just who is he? That's one of the strongest in the entire universe. If we offend him, even with the warriors we know, no one would be able to protect us. If you want to die, don't drag the clansman with you. The Purple Knight scolded him. The Green Knight smiled, I'm just saying, come on, we are both knights. What's more, we are among the most powerful of knights in the universe, yet we have to put on a show before this human. This was an order from Mountain Sitting Guest, we definitely have to follow them. And he even gave us quite a bit of rewards. The Purple Knight nodded. Back then, he had ordered for us to casually put the black metal board within an ice hell star, forbidding us from putting it on our stars, awaiting an intruder to steal it. He even said, as long as a flesh or blood life form stole it, we cannot kill him, we have to lock him in ice hell. The Green Knight frowned. That Mosha was an energy life form. I killed it instantly, however the mastermind was actually a human. Why do you think he gave such an order? The Green Knight asked. Isn't it obvious, he spent so much effort probably to nurture a strong warrior. The Purple Knight's eyes gleamed, this human should have been picked by him. Nurturing a disciple? The Green Knight shook his head. What a vicious teacher, he knew very well the rules of our ice hell, yet he still wants to send this human in. Even if his disciple is powerful, he should know what kind of warriors are within our ice hell. Vicious. The Purple Knight said. It could be a tough training. If he can't get past this and the human dies, it's akin to the Sitting Mountain Guest killing him. Anyway, it's none of our business. HM. The Green Knight nodded. The two chatted as they walked. However, this human was indeed crafty, even I was fooled. How did you find the black metal board? The Green Knight asked curiously. When the Sitting Mountain Guest gave the order back then, he said if some intruder managed to get away with the black metal board, so be it. Only if he was captured by us would he be sent to ice hell. Hee hee. The Purple Knight laughed. Quickly, tell me how you did it. The Green Knight asked. The Purple Knight smiled, didn't the Mosha teleport over and over with the board? Along the way, he disguised it as a rock in a world ring and placed it on a floating mountain range. That was when I took notice that another intruder took the rock and fled. I followed him and finally discovered the human. After observing him for a while, I confirmed that the mastermind was the human, only then did I show myself. No. The Green Knight shook his head, I was chasing the Mosha all the while, you didn't even chase. And the way he teleported, placing the ring on the mountain range would have only taken an instant. Even when I teleported over, I didn't realize it, how did you? And how could you have caught up in time? The Purple Knight smiled mysteriously. Quickly tell me. He asked curiously. Very simple. She said proudly, I left a small imprint on the black metal board. No matter where it goes, I can sense it. We all have our own markers, I can feel you constantly changing your location. However, the black metal board stopped moving after a while. Hence, I immediately teleported to where it was hidden. I observed the other intruder take it away and followed. You know what happened next? You. The Green Knight stared. You actually left an imprint. You left one on the board. Why not? She smiled. I've been very curious as to this entire plot set up by the Sitting Mountain guest. I wanted to see just who it was for, however I was worried that he would get away without us knowing. To prevent that, I did this. Ha, he never once said we couldn't do this. What's more, he wanted us to catch the thief and send him to ice hell anyway. The Green Knight shook his head. He felt sorry for Luo Feng. He had actually gotten away, but because of the Purple Knight's curiosity, he got caught. Poor fellow, let's hope he doesn't die inside. He shook his head. Anyway, we cannot intervene. Whether he lives or dies, that'll depend on his luck. If he dies, he would have died under the Sitting Mountain guest's training. It has nothing to do with us. The Purple Knight shook her head. The Sitting Mountain guest ventures the universe in solitude. He is eccentric, even the superpowers do not dare mess with him. It's indeed true, he's eccentric. The Green Knight shook his head. Asterisk. Within the huge ice hell star which was the Green Knight's home, it had a majestic pillar that was about 800 kilometers thick and over 10,000 kilometers tall. For silhouettes rushed down. It was Da La Shao and the three powerful warriors that held Luo Feng captive. The space around them was completely locked down. It was obvious that one of them was maintaining the lockdown around them, preventing this crafty human from teleporting away. They didn't know that without the Mosha body's help, his Earth body still had no way to teleport. That's ice hell. Luo Feng gazed at the huge ice pillar. An unbelievable energy engulfed the area about, one that was no weaker than the sealed star. Right, that's ice hell. Da La Shao held onto him and said coldly. You seem relaxed, you are about to locked up, and you probably won't get out even after 1 trillion years from the never-ending fear and horrors within, finally dying within. Yet you aren't nervous at all. I'm already captured, what's the use? Luo Feng smiled. His main core was with the golden horned beast far from the Black Flower region. It was within a slave's god country. As long as he called for it, they could teleport via god country over and take him away. Luo Feng gazed at the distant ice hell. The legend of the ice hell was the most renowned one within this area. It was said that even though the knights would kill the captured intruders, if they captured some absolute warriors or some special undyings, they would lock them within. Through the long periods of time and trillions of eras, nobody knows how many warriors were locked within. Their strengths within would naturally rise too. Plus the two knights had forced the captured intruders to kill each other, training, killing, endless amounts of time within. With such pressure, it made the ice hell a madhouse. Unless I face a dire situation, I have no need to call my teacher. Also, on my way to becoming a true absolute warrior, I hope never to have to call him. Luo Feng had long had this thought. From his point of view, being forced to call his teacher was humiliating. If he had the strength, he would do it alone. Growing along the way, even standing on par with his teacher, even surpassing him. Along this path, he didn't wish to call him at all. These were his own standards. A true warrior would never give himself excuses. Da La Shao and the others grabbed onto Luo Feng and arrived before the ice hell. Human. The Green Knight said fiercely, even though you are quite strong, the weakest captured within are at least emperors. Without that amount of strength, the leaders wouldn't even bother locking them up within. And being locked for unknown lengths, killing madly within, let me give you some advice, if you fear all these, it's better to self-destruct. The darkness and madness within is not something you can take. I am definitely anticipating it. Luo Feng smiled. This is your tag. Da La Shao tossed it casually. A purple and green ice tag was thrown to him, and on it were demon race numbers. Luo Feng received it. This is my identity? Luo Feng was curious. Thinking within, this almost feels like the number given to Earth prisoners. Go on. Da Lao Sha pushed him strongly. Luo Feng was pushed straight to the edge, within 100 km of the ice hell. In an instant, rumble, a terrifying swallowing force engulfed him, almost like an endless whirlpool. Luo Feng immediately opened his wings within, trying to resist it. Don't resist, if you do, you'll know the consequences. Da Lao Sha and the others looked coldly at him. Seems right. Luo Feng shook his head. This was the territory of two knights, they could teleport here immediately. Then I'll go check this ice hell out. Luo Feng looked up at the source of the swallowing energy. A black cave had already split open from the ice hell. The many layers formed what seemed like a fan of leaves. Rumble. He was sucked right in. Rumble, layers and layers of fan-like leaves opened and closed. The huge ice pillar once again returned to its original form, and not a single trace of the slits was visible again. From then on, Luo Feng was locked in the ice hell. Enjoy yourself, human. Da Lao Sha looked coldly at the ice pillar. Let's go, Da Lao Sha. Let's go. They became beams of light and swiftly rushed into the sky. This video will end here.